Well, it's Saturday afternoon. Pooch is done his running around, ran the roads, got his supplies, got what they needed, and kind of made a few rearrangements around here. But if you didn't see the little short video earlier, Pooch is continuing the guessing game. Pooch is calling it the project guessing game. And today we're on part 2 of the project guessing game. Now I know you folks remember the little table Pooch put together, but he didn't tell you what it was for. And it dang sure ain't for picnicking. And I could think of some other uses for it. And it might come in use for that, but I doubt y'all figured it out. Some of y'all might, but Pooch had to do some rearranging in the shop here today. He's kind of maneuvering stuff as well out here. But he took a trip out to Lowe's, which is not his normal location. Pooch rather go to Home Depot, but Lowe's is what it was. They had what I wanted, they had what I needed, and Pooch went and got it. So that being said, he's got everything set up out here on the patio. His pieces of lumber. Brought the saw out, and let me tell you something. It sure is windy out here today, but Pooch is about to get after it. He's got to go in there, and he'll probably put y'all in on some of it. But y'all know how it is when you're trying to work and trying to do certain things, and you're going back and forth, and you're trying to pick up the camera, move the camera, all that good stuff. But if we didn't do it, you couldn't see it, and you wouldn't know it. What good would videoing and being on YouTube do? So Pooch will be setting it up, and he'll be bringing y'all along. But you know, first things first, Pooch has got to get that cold snack real quick. That way he's got that out of the way, and he can work, stay steady until that break time comes along. Yes, sir? Now I know it's kind of hard to tell inside this little building, but that back wall, Pooch has done cleared the area out. You can probably see that shelf right there, but I just slid it over out of the way. Because actually, I'm going to be trying to do away with that shelf. But I'm just going to let you know, this back wall is where the project will be taking place. I'm going to be doing something to this here wall. And hopefully it turns out the way I envision it. A little aesthetics, a little bit of, what do you call it? Accent wall decorating. That's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be adding something to that wall to give it a little accent. So y'all just pay attention. Pooch will probably put some of this on time lapse, but the wood that I got, I'm gonna have to cut some trim and cut and trim some of this stuff up. I'm gonna have to lay some along that wall, and then I'll be attaching the rest of it. I think it'll look pretty good. So I hope you folks just kick back, watch, and enjoy. Oh yeah, and you can bet Pooch will be stopping in every now and then and doing a little bit of lip service. Yes, sir? Let's get after it. I'm anxious to see how this is going to look. I look pretty good. Pretty ought to be happy with me. Okie dokie. First things first is I got to measure out these here sticks here and cut them down to the length I need. You probably seen me measure that wall. I'm going to cut each one of these at 88 inches. 88 inches so I can use them as runners on that wall to attach the next pieces that I got to cut and put up. But y'all sit tight. We'll be getting after it soon. Yes, sir? Y'all know the saying, don't you? Measure twice, cut once. Be sure you do that. Measure twice, cut once. Yes, sir. Now, Pooch has already somewhat located the studs on this thing, but again, kind of following that rule of measure twice, cut once, Pooch is going to go right back through it again and make sure he's close to where he's marked those studs. So let's do that real quick. Most likely got double studs there. I don't know how sensitive that thing is, but alright, I believe I've got these things marked off. That'll kind of let me know where I'm wanting to put them. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if I'm going to need 6 or not, but I'm going to need 5 at least. Let me get those things hung up, and then we'll determine what we got to do next. Now, I brought in my little nailer and compressor. I've already got this thing ran. I'm going to be using some 2-inch nails in this gun. And I was thinking about the screws, but I don't know that I'll use screws on this. A little bit of nailers, some finished nails, and 2-inch nails long enough to hit those studs with those trim 1x2s. Let's see what my pressures are set at here. Boy, I'm a little bit high up on that pressure. Well, it says up to 200 pounds pressure, but I gotta drop this back a little bit. I'm gonna bring it right at 100. That way, just to be safe. I don't want to drive a nail clean through the wall, do I? No, sir. So, I think we're about ready to go. Pooch is about ready to start mounting some studs to the wall. I call them rails for what I'm about to do next. So, y'all go ahead and sit tight. Watch Pooch hang these rails up. Yes, sir? Now see, that was pretty quick. I've got each one of these railers nailed to a stud. So my next step's gonna be putting up what I got. But you know, I got a few things to work out here. I've got that plug down there in the floor, and I want to keep that exposed. because, and that was the whole purpose of me adding these rails for what I'm about to add to this. I wanted to be able to hide wires behind it. I didn't want to have no wires showing in case if I wanted to plug something in, have something hanging, whatever. I needed that little bit of gap, which is a 1-inch gap, just so I could hide some wires behind it. But that's the next step. I'm gonna have to put a little piece down here to where I need to cut out at, but y'all get the idea. So y'all go on, kick back, grab yourselves a cold snack, watch Pooch work. Yes, sir? Well, this is what I'm gonna be putting up on those here runners. And it's kind of cool looking. It's kind of a whitewash looking, it's not shiplap. I was looking at shiplap, but I come across this, and it's kind of rough, and it's got that whitewash weathered look, which is kind of the look that Pretty and I like, and what we're going for. I think it'll even match with the walls that are already painted, and I don't even have to paint nothing again, because man, regardless of what I was going to do prior, it seemed to be like it was going to be a lot of work. But this was really cost effective. I mean, this stuff was like $5.50 a board, and all the other stuff I was looking at now, granted, I'd more than likely come out about the same, maybe, but a lot more work. I would have had to stain and paint, wipe down, all of that other good stuff. But when I saw this, that's why I went to Lowe's. But yeah, I think this is gonna look pretty cool. I'm gonna be running these horizontal up that wall, and you can kind of say like that's an accent wall back there. If y'all ain't figured it out yet, that's kind of gonna be an accent wall. But this ought to look pretty cool on there. Let me get at it, and y'all watch as I go. Yes, sir? Well, I kind of think it's gonna look pretty good, don't y'all? I hope so. I know if you probably saw Pretty come out here in the little speed, what do you call it, time lapse, she likes it. And that's all that matters. As long as Pretty likes it, Pooch likes it. But yeah, I think it's gonna look pretty good. I gotta go get another bundle, get these things up. So sit tight, and we're gonna get after it. Yes, sir? Pooch is doing his best to do his project, but he's also listening in to Elaine. Welcome to my kitchen. Just want you to know, Elaine, Pooch is listening, but he's working. Yes, sir? Well, there you go, folks. Check that out. My accent wall. This is what Pooch was working on. He was making an accent wall for a back wall. Now hopefully that's got the old brain working a little bit to make y'all start kind of putting 1 + 1, because this is part 2 of the projects, the guessing projects. But anyway, yeah, it did turn out good. A little bit of weathered board look as a back wall accent. Now, maybe I'll get the rest of it in here. But if y'all saw Pretty come out in the little speed lapse there a little bit, Pretty was pretty happy with it too. So again, that's all that matters. If Pretty's happy, Pooch is happy. But hopefully soon, hopefully real soon, y'all be able to tell what's actually happening here at FBC. But anyway, folks, I'm gonna try to get on to a little bit more. Time's a ticking, the night's slipping away. Pooch is ready for a break time. So yeah, gonna get a little break, and then he's gonna hop on another little something, and hopefully squeeze that in with this one as well. Y'all stay tuned. Pooch will be back. Yes, sir. Do y'all remember these two boxes? That was from the first project guessing. But we're still in project guessing number 2. And y'all saw the wall I just put up, my little accent wall. Well, this here part is going to go along with that wall and with that table. So let's get this thing set up and let's get her put together too. Look at there. Ah, it's got a sticker on the front. But there you go. A couple of nice little chairs. Pooch is going to get these things together and he's going to try to assemble what he's trying to assemble. So y'all sit tight and let's get after it. Well, what'd you think of that? These two chairs took all of 20 minutes to put together. But, is it starting to come together yet with you folks? Well, if it hadn't, you're just gonna have to stay tuned and see. But, let's get these pieces with the other piece, and let's take a gander at what we got so far. I think you folks might start beginning to have a clue. But let's go take a look. Yes, sir? Well, now, what do you think of this? Now, I'm pretty sure it's probably starting to make a little bit of sense. But that was the whole purpose of this stuff. Now, there's more to come, so y'all still got to stay tuned. But yeah, this nice little table, nice little weathered looking accent wall, couple of nice chairs here. Yeah, Pretty Pooch is about to get down to some real business. I hope. but I'm looking forward to it and just trying to put a little something together. And like I said, there'll be more to follow because I got a couple other little projects to go along with this. Of course, we got to somehow decorate this back wall. And I'll probably leave that up to Pretty, as long as there's a little bit of raw bone in it. But yeah, I've been working hard all day, and this is more than just a cold snack table. Yes, sir. But you folks stay tuned and see what's coming next, because there's more. And I hope you folks enjoyed this little video. I hope you folks are intrigued. I hope it's made y'all think. Pooch has enjoyed it. But we'll see you folks again soon. And remember, everybody needs a friend named Pooch. And they call me Pooch. She ain't here yet. Maybe I can get her in here real quick. But if not, y'all have a good night. Yes, sir?